think so.
Here we go.
All
right, guys. Welcome in. Life in the Red podcast. First time we've done this in a while. We got a couple new faces here. We have our trusty sports editor, Nate Head there. We have our new columnist, Amie Just, joining us today. We're stoked to have her. It's her second day hanging out with us. We went to lunch yesterday. No more Sipple counting us in. Thank God we can be done with that. This is going to be a little get to know you with Amie. She's going to start writing for us mid-July. Is that right, Amie? Mid-July-ish, somewhere in there. So getting settled in Lincoln right now, getting all the stuff moved up here from New Orleans and all that fun stuff. So this is like I said, get to know you for Amie. I'll kind of let her kind of lead the way here. And Amie, you're a Funk, Nebraska native. I know that's going to make a lot of people smile. It makes me smile, even though I know where Funk is, kind of down there southwest of Kearney a little ways. But you've been all over. You've been to Montana. You've been to New Orleans. You've seen a lot. You've covered a lot. And I guess just I'll start by welcoming you to Lincoln and kind of let you take the floor and introduce yourself.
Yeah, welcoming me back to Lincoln. I went to high school here. Went to Lincoln East for 3 years and then graduated from Southeast in 2013. Went to KU. I know that's going to make some people angry, but they gave me a lot more scholarship money and ended up being cheaper. And I liked their journalism program better. But Nebraska's journalism program is super great now. I'm actually thinking about going back and getting my master's. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so after I graduated from Kansas in 2017, I worked for the Missoulian, another Lee Enterprises paper in Missoula, Montana, covering Montana football and preps up there. Was up there for about a year and a half or so, and then started covering LSU for the Times-Picayune, and then got laid off about 6-ish months into my tenure there after the rival newspaper in Baton Rouge and New Orleans bought the Times-Picayune. Luckily they hired me back on, but not for LSU stuff, to cover the Saints. And so I've been doing that for the last 3 seasons, and now here I am. So that's the quick and dirty rundown of what I've been up to since I left Lincoln 9 years ago.
Talk about, I asked a talk about question. That's good journalism. But just the time in Louisiana, you obviously saw a lot, covering a big time program at LSU, obviously covering the Saints. What was that experience like? Just doing that kind of the first time and getting your hands on something like that?
Yeah, it was a very turbulent time for both of those teams. So my first game that I covered for LSU, it was Georgia LSU, and LSU won and stormed the field for the first time in forever. I had no idea where I was going, trying to get to the press conference room and all of that. And I got a bunch of beer poured on me from students. So I was baptized by a Beta into my Louisiana tenure. And I mean, the list goes on of like wild stuff down there. Like I covered football, basketball, and gymnastics. So LSU basketball, for the one season I covered them, that was the year that they won the SEC title. Will Wade was suspended. They fired their athletic director. Just a big mess for a lot of different things. And the wildness just continued when I went to New Orleans. So, I mean, I was the pool reporter for the NFC Championship game, the infamous no call. I went to therapy for that for a while. So,
I bet.
My Twitter was a mess for months after that. Drew Brees getting hurt for like the first time in his career. That was wild. It's just CJ Gardner-Johnson getting punched twice in one season during games and then a third time at practice. It's just a hurricane, derailing everything, sending us to Texas for like a month. I'm leaving out a lot, but
Yeah. You've seen a lot. Yeah.
yeah, it's been hectic, which is why I'm not starting until July, because I'm going on vacation. I haven't gone on an extended vacation since last July, and after the last year that I had with Drew Brees retiring, the hurricane, Sean Payton retiring, 5 different kickers, Michael Thomas getting hurt. I need a little bit of a break, and I think everybody's okay with that.
Yeah, no, you'll get no complaints from us for sure. What was it? What went into the decision, I guess, to come back to Lincoln? How much thought went into that? Why did you decide this is a spot you wanted to be in?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't looking to come back. I wasn't looking to leave my job. I really liked my job. And then I saw that Steve was taking another position, and I'm like, never thought in a million years that he would leave. I grew up reading him and Chattel and, Lee, and it just never popped. Even after Steve announced that he was leaving, it didn't pop into my head like, I'm going to replace him. Like that just wasn't something that I thought about. I'm just like, good for Steve. Can't wait to see what he's up to next. And then I got reached out to by, she doesn't work here. She oversees most of the sports things for Lee Papers, Rachel Crater, who I've known her for years. She was just gauging my interest to see if I would be interested. And I at first thought she was gauging my interest in Parker's job. And I was like, I don't know if I could be a college beat reporter again. Like, as much as I love it and love like that there's so many things that you can do because there's so many sports and so many people and there's a lot of really interesting stories there. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, it burnt me out the last time I did it. And she's like, I'm not asking you to do that. We're asking you if you want to be the columnist. I'm like, excuse me? So I mean, like, I'm 27, and so that's just not something that I thought would be an opportunity for me quite yet. It's not normally how things work in this industry. Normally, you get into your late 30s, early 40s before you transition over to doing that, just because the jobs are so few and far between. But when she said that, I was like, yeah, absolutely. I don't want to just do columns, though. I want to do a lot of features work. When I say a lot, like the work that I put into each feature is a lot. So most of my features, they take 80 to 100 hours to do, which is a lot of time on one story. That's not an investigative deep dive type thing. So that's what I mean when I say a lot of features work, because I think there are a lot of really interesting stories here. I mean, you've got so many sports and so many people, and everybody has a story to tell, and I'm interested to see what I find when I start poking around and stuff. So yeah, that was a very long-winded answer.
All right.
But yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm at and how I got to be up here. But yeah, crazy. Never thought it would happen. But here I am, and I'm super excited about it.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you for sure. Nate, you acting like you wanted to jump in with something?
Yeah, sure. Obviously we're at a time of transition in our sports department, and obviously you're not Steve Sipple, but what do you think readers can expect from you in terms of your voice? I know you just talked about your feature writing, but what would you want readers to know about you, or your plans when you hit the ground running in July and August?
Yeah, so my hope is that I'm as fair as possible, but if something deserves to be called out, I'm gonna do it. I think that I have a very strong voice in my writing, whether that's columns, features, enterprise, investigative, normal reporting. I write how I speak, so I delete all the ums. And I mean, that's what the backspace button is for, right?
Yep.
But yeah, so I write how I talk. I want my articles to be accessible for people. I don't like packing things with flowery prose where you have to, open a dictionary just to read what I'm writing. Because we're supposed to write for the people that we serve. And not everybody, has a bachelor's in English. And that's okay. That's the point. We are supposed to be the bridge for fans reading about their teams. And so if you write in an inaccessible way, who are you serving? Who are you writing for? And so I try to keep that at the front of my mind as often as possible, because not everybody knows just the flowery words, and sometimes it can be a little much for people.
Yeah, I have to remind Chris of that quite often. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm known for being loquacious with my prose, certainly.
There you go.
Yeah, and covering men's basketball and baseball at the University of Nebraska, there's a lot of room for big words when describing their play this last season. So, we're going to keep this pretty short today. I guess just, Amie, your thoughts. I know you've only been here a short time. You've only been a part of the staff for a short time. Just from the outside looking in, what do you kind of see, with Nebraska, kind of an overarching view of the athletic department? Obviously football, that's going to be the thing, a lot of us, or a lot of people will probably expect you to focus on. You probably will focus on, especially your land. What's kind of your view just from the outside looking in as a quote unquote outsider, even though you lived here for a lot of your life?
Yeah, this is a really interesting time for Nebraska athletics. Very pivotal point in time. And a lot of people, from my conversations with people that I've known my whole life, for a lot of them, this season it's very important for them and their fandom. And that I don't think that's lost on anybody, how important this season is. I do think it helps that the schedule's a lot easier than last year, but you still have to win. And this is Nebraska. You have to win. They have fired a lot of people for less. And there is no patience here. And I'm interested to see how that goes. I think changing part of the guard this past offseason will be helpful. I have worked with a couple of those coaches before, and I think they will be beneficial for this team. Again, it's June, mid-June. So there's a lot of time left. There's a lot of off-season left for players to get healthy, people to develop their relationships. There's a lot of new players too. So it just feels like there's a lot of new, but even though they're new, there's still a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But that is my overarching view of something I have not done a lot of research into yet, because I am on vacation.
Yeah. And because you're on vacation, we're going to wrap this baby up right now. I told you we're going to keep it short. We're going to keep it short. Thanks everybody for watching. I know it's been a while since we've done one of these. We'll be getting back into it more and more here with Amie on board, and once she starts working full time for us here in July, we're gonna have plenty of coverage for you coming soon. Friday Night Lights camp this Friday. Nebraska starts camp in a few weeks, as crazy as that is to believe. So it's going to be here before you know it. So keep following along on journalstar.com, HuskerExtra.com. We'll keep you updated. You'll be reading Amie soon enough. Amie, again, welcome. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.